Thank you, Commissioner McNeil. I'd like to welcome all the members of the Illinois State Assistance Commission to SIUE. We're very proud to have you on campus today. This is, as you pointed out, a great time in the history of our university. Not only have we beautified the campus even more, but this fall we exceeded the record enrollment at the university. We're now slightly under 14,000. Breaking the 1970 record of 13,700, so we're extremely proud of that. We also received a very nice recognition a couple of weeks ago from U.S. News and World Report, placing us on a list among 77 institutions of higher education in the country that are on the move, up and coming universities. We're extremely proud of that. And one of the things that's contributing to that is our new Student Success Center. You may have noticed right out the door here, the Student Success Center, which we dedicated just a couple of weeks ago, and is already working wonders with our students. It's designed to consolidate all student services in one location. Also, as you walk through the Morris University Center and the Goshen Lounge, you noticed two banners that hang in that lounge. One of them is the vision for the university to become nationally recognized for the excellence of our programs and development of professional and community leaders, and the other is the values of the university: wisdom, openness, integrity, citizenship, and excellence. And we certainly appreciate what the Commission does for higher education, especially in the area of citizenship. We appreciate what the Illinois State Assistance Commission is doing, and this is an especially important time because we're all aware of the problems with the MAP funding. The Monetary Assistance Program is extremely important to our students. We have students that are here today that will speak to that, and I certainly do want to endorse their concern and that of the universities. We know that this is a difficult budget time for our legislators and for our governor, and I believe that we should all work with them over the next several months to solve this problem so that we don't lose a generation of students, in effect, who can contribute to the citizenry of our state because of a lack of financial support. So we want you to know that we're here to speak up for the funding of MAP and to support the ISAC in its work to restore MAP funding. I welcome you, and I welcome all of those in the audience who care about the growth and development of our students as they proceed through their educational careers. So welcome to our university, and thank you for your good work.
Thank you. Regular meeting of the Commission is scheduled for Friday, November 13th, 2009 at North Central College in Naperville. Mr. Davis will be talking a bit later about some public hearings we'll also be holding, but that's the next regular meeting of the Commission. The Commissioners also been given a tentative list of 2010 meeting dates, which we'd like you to look over, and then we'll take action with regard to those. The one on September 17th, we already know there may be a conflict on that day, so we may have to change that date. Ms. Kakar is racing with NASCAR that day. She's got guaranteed pole positions. Anybody who's hearing with that will understand that. Yes. I'd like to introduce now Sharon Berry, who's the Director of Financial Assistance at the University. She's here. Hi, Sharon. How are you? And Sharon will be introducing to us the students who are going to be speaking with regard to the MAP issue.
Good morning.
A few comments probably before they start, but why don't you go ahead and tell us about what we're going to hear this morning.
Okay. My name is Sharon Berry. I've been at SIUE for 10 years. I've been the Director of Financial Aid and Student Employment for 6 of those years. First of all, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome the members of the Illinois Student Assistance Commission to our campus. This is the first time that I can remember that you've been here, and I hope our venue will be considered for future ISAC meetings. Today we are here to talk about a very important issue, MAP funding. The Monetary Award Program in Illinois, which is administered by ISAC, helps about 138,000 students annually. The mean taxable income of MAP recipients was just $23,558 last year. More than 3/4 of these students had household incomes of less than $40,000 per year, and just under half reported less than $20,000 in household income. These students range in age from just out of high school to adults and dislocated workers returning to school to gain new skills or rebuild their lives. About $200 million has been cut from MAP grant funding at the state level, with roughly $3.5 million of that from SIUE. At a time when higher education is being viewed as the vehicle that will drive the nation out of its financial difficulties, it is crucial to consider future ramifications of this reduction. The funding is a critical piece of financial support for about 1 in 4 undergraduate students on this campus who receive between $500 and roughly $2,200 per semester. Offsetting that loss in order to continue pursuing their education will be quite a challenge. Without this money in the spring, our students will have some tough decisions to make. We have several of our students here today to share their stories. First, I would like to introduce Brandon Rahn, our student body president.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Brandon Rahn, and I'm the student body president here at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. As most everyone here, I was heartbroken to learn on July 15th that the Illinois state government had made the decision to dramatically decrease the Monetary Awards Program, also known as MAP. Impacting nearly 138,000 students, this decision significantly impacts higher education throughout the state. Here at SIUE, approximately 2,700 students have lost this critical MAP funding and are now questioning whether they can return in the spring. Not only are 2,700 students impacted at SIUE, but our remaining 11,200 students are also impacted, either through the possibility of losing friends, the possibility of having to watch a brother or sister drop out of school, or by having their own tuition and fees increased if numerous students withdraw from the university. Our state has always been dedicated to higher education. However, today I stand disappointed in the decision to eliminate this necessary funding. Not only are they potentially limiting higher education for many students, they are also jeopardizing the future of the state of Illinois itself. As college students in 2009, we are the electorate, and most importantly, we are the future of Illinois. If the state of Illinois does not reinstate these funds, they are risking more than just the here and now. We currently stand on the brink of returning to the glory days of Illinois, yet if we do not continue to provide assistance to our students and support education, the state of Illinois will suffer the effects for years to come. To further explain the hardship the elimination of MAP grant funding will have on the students of Illinois, I would first like to show a video and then introduce a few students. And we'll begin with Andrew Mossman.
Good morning. Hello, my name is Andrew Mossman, and I'm a senior political science major here at the university. And I'm here today, of course, to speak about the MAP program and the possibility of it being cut for the spring 2010 semester. The loss of that funding stands to affect me in a very personal way. If the program is not restored, I'll have to make up, as some of the other students in the video said, by taking out more loans. Of course, this certainly isn't the worst case scenario. However, the upcoming semester will be my final one, and I would, of course, rather like to save money as opposed to accruing more debt. There will be other students who, unfortunately, will not be able to make up for the lack of MAP funding with student loans. For these individuals, for many and varied reasons, they will not be able to receive loans, and they'll be just out of luck. They will no longer be able to enroll as students at this university. They may be able to go elsewhere, but for most, their college careers will just abruptly end. Looking forward and anticipating the return of MAP for the next academic year and beyond, how many of these students will be in a position to return? My point is that if we lose these students, they're unlikely to return to our institution, not in the foreseeable future, and maybe not at all. And from here, the problem only compounds. The loss of a significant amount of students due to the suspension of the MAP program will most likely result in further hardship for those students that remain. In order to make up for the difference in the absence of the students who are gone due to the MAP cut, tuition and fees would most likely rise for the rest of the student body. This increase in the cost of excuse me, what it takes to receive an education could have the effect of driving more students out of school. Again, for the student body, the faculty and staff of this university, and for the institution as a whole, I believe that would be disastrous. That's why it's important that I think we work toward making progress and reinstating the MAP program for the spring semester and beyond. And I've noticed that there are quite a few students in the audience. To them, I'd like to say we can work together and we can get this done. Please write your home legislatures, write polite messages to the governor or letters to the editor of any local paper. If we are successful, I believe we have much to gain, all of us. And namely, that would be the educational health of all of us, both at this institution and statewide. If we're not, many of the people you see before you today and many others face an uncertain future. And I don't think that has to be. I'd like to work together for Illinois students. And thank you for giving me time to voice my concerns today.
Good morning. I have a classmate who faces losing $1,875 in MAP grant funding. $1,875. At some colleges, that barely covers the cost of books, but for some students, that means the difference between getting an education or not. My name is Liz Lebron, and I am a first-year graduate student here at Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville. As you know, that disqualifies me from being a MAP grant recipient. But I stand here today in solidarity with my fellow students because I understand personally what $2,000 or $3,000 can do for a student and for their family. As an undergraduate, I faced the prospect of not returning to school the spring semester of my sophomore year because I was short $3,000. My plan was to take a semester, work, and come back in the fall. Lucky for me, I shared this plan with a professor who understood in a way that I could not as a naive 19-year-old, that a break in my education at that point would likely mean a long-term break at best, if not a permanent break. I share this story with you for two reasons. One, because my education profoundly changed every aspect of my life. I was given opportunities as a college graduate that my family would never have envisioned for itself. I was the first person in my family to graduate from college, and not only does that mean that I get these opportunities, but it's also impacted my family and just changed the entire dynamic of my family forever. I now have cousins in college. I have a cousin who just started graduate school. My sister's in nursing school. And I can tell you from personal experience that having someone say to you, oh, you can go to college, is very different than looking across and asking a sister who's in college what it's like, or knowing that you can call a cousin who's in college and ask them a question about the process. So today, I'm going to ask you to think about statistics. You'll hear a lot of them today. You'll forget most of them. But I want you to think about which group of statistics you want the 270,000 students in Illinois who will be affected by this budget to fall into. They can be college graduates, or they can fall into a number of stereotypical groups that we all know lower income, especially minority first-generation students, can fall into. Now, I don't know about you, but I want all 270,000 of those students to stand here with me as proud college graduates. And I am proud to stand here today in solidarity with them to ask you to please reconsider and work to change this budget so that other students like me can have those opportunities. Thank you so much.
Morning.
Good morning. My name is Corinne Boynton, and I'm from Decatur, Illinois. I first came to SIUE knowing that I would be within groups that were friendly and encouraging. When I first came to this university, that is what I was welcomed with. I was welcomed with many friendly faces and everything, so I was so excited to come to this school. I made it my goal to graduate within 4 years and to stay on the dean's list within those 4 years. I'm currently in my 7th semester and going into my 8th semester, not knowing exactly how I'm going to pay for it because I am losing almost $2,000 with the math grant being taken away. It's a scary thing to go into your last semester not knowing exactly what's going to happen, especially when I've already had set goals, as many other students come in here thinking. So I'm here to please ask you to reconsider the math grant so that me and other fellow students can have this opportunity to finish their last year and finish their goals and go on with their futures as successful college graduates. Thank you very much.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning? Great. My name is Joshua Harrell, and I'm a junior here at SIUE. I'm a kinesiology major, teacher education. I'm a first-generation college student and of a single-parent household. When I first came to college, I thought college was just going to be about student loans. I was really unsure and also uneducated about financial aid. As I learned, I found out that there was a MAP grant, a Pell Grant, and other forms of financial aid, and loans weren't the only way to pay through school, so therefore you wouldn't be in debt when you graduate. My freshman year, I received the MAP grant, as well as my sophomore year, and this year I did receive it, but as I looked on the computer, I saw that I wasn't getting it for the spring, which led me to further investigate and find out what was going on. When I found out that the budget was cut, I realized that meant that $1,960 of my financial aid would be gone, which means that I would have to take out a loan. I already take out loans, and I'm not eligible for the Parent Plus loan, which would mean I would have to get another loan, and I've already had this problem my freshman year where I needed extra money for one of my classes, and I was not approved for that loan either, which would mean probably I would be going home. I'm from Belleville, Illinois, and if I go home, I could commute, but I'm involved on campus. So I won't have the gas to go to class, go home, come back, and then also I work on campus. So to drive from campus, home, I won't have the gas for that, and then I won't have the proper amount for transportation. And then also, if I'm driving that much, I won't have time to go to work. So with that being said, I hope that you guys can look to change the budget and just look to bring the MAP grant back, because some students, they live on campus because they're involved. And being involved on campus, I believe, is a very beautiful thing, as well as it helps the university, as well as it helps a person's character and a person's future. So thank you very much.
Morning. My name is Newson-Jones, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I am a MAP grant recipient for first semester, but sadly I'm not for second semester. MAP grants are essential to my well-being, and with that being said, I will do anything I can to help assist you bring back our MAP grants. So.
Good afternoon. My name is Mary Claybell. Although I am not personally a MAP grant recipient, I have two friends who are, and we're all seniors in education. And without their MAP grants, they will not be able to return the spring semester for student teaching, which is a pretty big deal. Because as you know, education is not a field one goes in to make money. It's to better the lives of other people. So I'm hoping on their behalf that you will consider reinstating the MAP grant, because one person can make a difference in the world, and I think these two people will help further the lives of children and create tomorrow's leaders. So I just ask you to reconsider the MAP grant. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cynthia. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I am not impacted in the MAP grant, but I know firsthand what it is to lose it. When I first came to Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, I was a freshman. I did receive the MAP grant. As I continued my years here at SIUE, my sophomore year, I did not receive the MAP grant. There are certain stipulations that you have to receive it, and I was not able to get it for my sophomore year. So I'm here just to speak on behalf of the students. I know firsthand what it is to lose a MAP grant, so I'm hoping that we get the students involved and we can go ahead and talk to representatives to get the MAP grant resolved for the spring 2010 semester. Thank you for your time.
Hi, my name is Dennis. I'm from Granite City, and I'm a senior. I'll be graduating in May, but I am affected by the MAP grants, and I don't know how to solve this problem. But also, my brother, he's freshman. He just came here, but he's getting MAP grants for this semester, but he'll be affected like the rest of these 7 semesters. I highly recommend to consider this because families like us will be affected a lot by these grants, and like it will be very hard times for us. So I hope you guys will consider this. Thank you.
Morning.
Good morning. Hi, my name is Jamya Dallas, and I am a junior. I'm from East St. Louis, Illinois, and my major is criminal justice. I did receive MAP grant money. I received $2,100, but half of that was cut. My usual amount is $4,200, and it was cut to $2,100, so I won't receive anything for the spring semester. I'm not sure if I will have to pay anything for the spring semester, but I think I'm borderline as far as my classes go. I also have this friend who received most of her money, her funding for school, from the MAP grant. And I'm speaking on her behalf today because she is in class. And without that money, she received nothing at all. And without that money, she's gonna have to work twice as hard to pay for her tuition. Right now, she's working very hard. She works maybe 8 hours almost every day to pay for her tuition. And I just wanted to let you all know that it is very, very essential that you all at least try your best to help us receiving our MAP grants again. Thank you.
The campaign has its own website. The website address is
SaveIllinoisMapGrants.org.
Look, Andy, to describe at least briefly the parameters of the campaign, the things we're going to be doing, and the ways in which you can all help.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And thank you, students, and Sharon Berry for the excellent, well-prepared, succinct, and heartbreaking testimony, I would say. One of the, pieces of bright light on this cloudy topic is the fact that you do have one of the finest financial aid offices of any school in the state here, led by Sharon Berry. The integrity and the energy which they bring to the cause is outstanding. That notwithstanding, there's only so much that well-intentioned people can do when the state doesn't deliver the resources that it's supposed to. To that end, as Don said, we are working very actively as a commission, as the agency itself, to do what we can to restore these funds. And a number of the speakers alluded to that and suggesting that we should commit ourselves to that. And what I'd say is that we have, and we will be, this regularly scheduled meeting of the commission is going to be followed up by 4 other special meetings between now and the veto session. Next Friday, September 25th, we are going to have a special meeting of the commission at Illinois State University in Normal. Followed up the following Friday, October 2nd, with a special meeting of the commission at Carl Sandburg Community College in Galesburg, Illinois. Tom Schmidt, there, the president, very graciously offered to put that together, and also been hoping to get students. He's working with Knox and Monmouth to bring some of the other students as well. Then on October 9th, we'll be coming back to Chicago to the Lakeshore campus of Loyola University, where we will have another special meeting of the commission, followed up on the Monday just before the veto session with a final rally, or a special commission meeting at University of Illinois, Southern Illinois University at Carbondale. In addition, The governor will be speaking and addressing students September 29th at the University of Illinois Chicago, and all of this leading up to a lobby day on Wednesday, the 15th of October in Springfield. And the one comment I wanted to make on this is, well, you have our commitment, and we've put resources into creating websites and working the press and talking to editorial boards and getting the word out to you folks. When the students suggest that it's our commitment, that really isn't what's necessary. As one of Governor Quinn's favorite aphorisms or phrases is that he wishes that the will of the people would be the law of the land. What I can tell you is legislators have very good hearing, and they're very concerned about meeting constituent interests and needs. And so what separates you students, you MAP recipients, from your grant is not the commission. We are very actively in favor of fully funding. That's why we asked for $440 million. My commissioners have urged me to do whatever it takes to make this happen. But what it takes is for the legislators to hear you and your friends and your parents who are registered voters and concerned constituents, to contact them and let them know that they are, as I said, this is a democracy we live in, and this is a wonderful example of an experiment in democracy. And the question is, will they hear the voices of those who say, we can't afford anymore, or will they hear the voices who say, you must invest in students so that the state can have a great future? So it really is in your hands. And I would commend you and to spread the word to other students and to your parents to let the legislators know what you would have them do on your behalf. They are your representatives. So it really is in the hands, I think, of the 250,000 to 270,000 students who are, at this point in time, looking to be out of luck as far as future MAP grants. They are the ones who are the key, and it's your voices they will hear.
I was the first person in my family to get a college degree, extended family. And I went to Georgetown University on a full tuition scholarship, which they actually had back then. The tuition was $1,400 a year, which I think you spend in your first week probably these days. Fully appreciate the opportunities that the MAP grant can give to the students. I was lucky enough to become the editor-in-chief of the Georgetown school newspaper, The Hoya, where my sports editor was a fellow named Pat Quinn, who was a governor. And I can tell you that the commitment to the MAP program is there in the governor's office. I don't think we have to do anything other than continuously remind them of that commitment. But I want to talk a little bit about the politics of this. It's interesting. I know Andrew is a poli-sci major. I don't know if any others of you are poli-sci majors. But I want to explain a little bit about where we are in the process. A budget, of course, is made up of revenue on one side and expenditures on the other. And the problem we had this year, because of the national economy and for other reasons, is that there did not appear to be enough revenue to do everything that people might want to do. And the MAP cut is the result of that particular situation. There was a revenue bill that passed the Illinois Senate, but it was defeated in the Illinois House. At the time, the House Minority Leader and the Republican caucus said that they would not provide any votes for that bill. So that, and they didn't. There were no Republican votes. There were something like 44 or 45 Democratic votes, which are not sufficient to pass the budget. Because in addition to the Republican caucus not supporting the bill, none of the Democrats were obliged to support the bill by their caucus, either because they, well, many of them because they were what are called targets. It is common, at least in the Illinois General Assembly, for the leadership to try to protect those members that are most vulnerable. Because one of the goals, of course, of the leadership is to preserve the terms of the individuals that are there now. So that if a controversial bill comes up, the targets are excused from voting for it, no matter how important it may be, so as to preserve their political futures. The situation that we will face in October is that you will not find, I don't think, very many legislators that are opposed to the MAP program. I can't think of any off the top of my head. So if your message when you go to visit your local state representative or state senator is, well, please support the MET program. That's representative or senator will say, well, Andrew or Cynthia, Corinne, I'm for the MET program 100%. You've got my vote. I will vote for that appropriation. And he or she will. But if the legislature, in its wisdom, decides that there's not enough revenue right now to support the MET program, because right now there's no money in the budget, and they have to vote on a revenue bill, and they tie that to the appropriation, then what that representative really is going to be asked to do is to vote to increase taxes or fees. And really what you have to ask that state representative is, if it's necessary in order to support the MAP program that we have a revenue increase, will you be voting on that bill? That's where your focus has to be. There has to be a commitment to not only to appropriate funds for MAP, but if it's decided that the money can't be found anywhere else, that there will be a vote for a revenue increase to support the MAP program.